All right, enough City. How about some quick hits instead?
Let's go, Gav.
Jules, no final day miracle for Arsenal, but Mikel Arteta achieves the club's highest points total since Arsene Wenger's Invincibles in 2003-04. Seems to me like they're in good hands.
Yeah, they are, and I know it's hard to stay positive when you're disappointed like that because you came so close and you push them. You push City all the way, and you still believed, I guess, when the game started on Sunday. It was not meant to be, but the progress is there. You could see it from last season. They're a better team. They didn't crumble like they did for the last 10 games of last season. They were the second best attack for a long time, the best attack in the league, the best defense as well. They've been really solid. You see individual improvement. You see collective improvement. Even for Mikel Arteta in his own management, in his own attitude, everything, the body language is just so positive that they're going to build on this and come back stronger next year. You'll have Timber who's fit. You might have a few new players there and there. I think, again, if you keep improving, inevitably you're going to win things.
So, I think some of the young players will improve organically. Hindsight being 2020, you wonder if that money spent on extending Nketiah and Nelson had been used on another striker who maybe come off the bench. We trusted a little more. But I'll tell you what, the worst thing they could do this summer is go out and just blow a ton of money on like that big name center
which
forward.
I don't think they will,
They shouldn't, because I am team Havertz all the way.
Yeah.
Manchester United win 2-0 away to Brighton. Jules, I know this will be their lowest points total in more than 40 years. And they end the season with a negative goal difference.
They do.
But can you at least appreciate how Erik ten Hag said, and I quote, the season was not good enough?
Yes, because finally he says the truth. He says something that is actually true. He's not trying to gaslighting us or anything like that. It was not good enough at all. They can still, we said, win the FA Cup on Saturday at Wembley against City and kind of save their season a little bit. But right now, they're not in Europe next season. It's been a disastrous, more than not. They've been humiliated there and there by Copenhagen, by Coventry. I mean, even Newport at some point were drawing 2-2 with them in the FA Cup. So, not good enough.
The last time they did this worse than this was 89-90 season. It nearly got their manager the sack. The manager was a guy named Sir Alex Ferguson.
Yeah.
And then they played the FA Cup final. They won the FA Cup. And the rest is history. And Sir Alex became the most successful manager in the history of English football.
Yes.
So I am sure since history repeats itself, that's what Erik ten Hag is hoping for.
Okay, well, good luck hoping that, Eric, because you're not Sir Alex and you will never be. Roberto De Zerbi and Brighton confirmed this weekend that they were parting ways. And that was the last game for the club, that defeat against United. Gab, we saw this coming, though.
We saw it coming. I'm glad they put out the statement in the way they did. They did it before the final game so you could get a send-off. Essentially, it had to do with De Zerbi's vision. They couldn't reach a deal. I think in March it came out. And my understanding is the Brighton MO is young players and veterans who you can get for not much money. Mm-hmm. Supposedly, he had a different vision. He wanted more players in the prime.
Which is fine.
To push on. It's entirely fine. I'm glad they've been honest with each other. I think his achievements at the club will stay for a long time.
Of course.
I think this season could have been very different without all those injuries. Doesn't change the fact that if De Zerbi's not right, if he's not happy, the team stinks. And the team has stunk the last couple months of the season. So good luck to Brighton. Good luck to De Zerbi. I think both are on to bigger and better things. Jules, we're not done because we have more quick hits. Liverpool end the season in third with a 2-0 win over Wolverhampton Wanderers. But really, it's all about Jurgen Klopp.
One incredible farewell. Very, very emotional. Of course, we expected him for the last time at Anfield with the incredible crowd with whom he created such a strong connection and bond and love, which I don't think many managers, not just at Liverpool, in the whole world, really have with their fan base. What he did and how much they thanked him for and how much he thanked them for too, of those incredible 9 years, was there for everybody to see. It was really, really beautiful.
It was, and I think, it often gets overstated and people from the outside kind of miss the point about how Liverpool see themselves as different. And we've seen it. Yeah. Benitez was also adored for a long time. Yeah. But I think the fact that they see themselves that way doesn't mean it's not real. In fact, I think it makes it more real. And it's really important for a Liverpool manager to have that dimension to the way he works as well, because there's a multiplier effect on the club. One quick thing, Wolves, of course, we know they want to abolish VAR, which I think is a very stupid thing to do, especially if you're a smaller club, because let's face it, without VAR, more big calls go to the bigger clubs. But for him to be so upset after the game about the red card that changed the fact that the yellow was upgraded, I'm like, so what? Like, oh, but it's already been dealt with a yellow. Yeah, it's dealt with incorrectly.
Yeah, it was a
straight
mistake.
red.
Exactly.
Seriously. Now I really understand why you're no longer the Bournemouth manager. I really understand why nobody in Middlesbrough likes you. Okay? Chelsea beat Bournemouth 2-1 as Moises Caicedo scores from a zillion miles away. Jules, they end the season with 5 straight wins and a 6th place finish. So why is Mauricio Pochettino unsure of whether he'll be back next season?
Well, it's a good question, Gab. I mean, first of all, Caicedo, amazing goal from the halfway line. We saw Bruno Fernandes doing it. We saw...
And he takes aim. He doesn't just belt it.
Yeah, no.
He looks up.
But you know what I think about that? I think at that level, I think I would score from the halfway line.
Okay.
Really? So I think at their level, they should. And they would.
Maybe when you were Caicedo's age.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe not now so much at 43. Although I know I look much younger. It's another win. But like you reminded me, against teams that had nothing to play for, and even in this game, Bournemouth were maybe the better side and should have done better than losing 2-1 at Chelsea. He's under pressure because overall, you could have a feeling if you were the owner of that club that it hasn't been good enough, despite some improvement towards the end. And you're tougher than me on that. I could see some improvement. I think when Enzo didn't play, the Gallagher-Caicedo partnership works well. Cole Palmer is obviously the highlight of your season, but even Nico Jackson towards the end looked better and was better. But overall, if Poch goes, it's because they just don't think he's the right guy for this job.
Jules, it's his people who are putting out the suggestion that he's under pressure.
Yeah.
It's not the club. I think he is under pressure. I mean, I think the club are evaluating, they're going to have a review.
Yeah.
But...
And so they should.
You think they should?
They should have a
just
review,
say,
yeah.
oh, look, he finished.
Yeah, but the review might come out like, yeah, we saw the improvement, we like him, we like this, we like that, we don't like this. This has to be changed. You don't seem too optimistic for him.
I think he should stay. I think the club have some concerns about, given what we've seen from Pochettino in the past, when he starts doing well, he starts saying, okay, I'm in charge, whatever long-term project we had, no, we now adjust it to my needs. I think that is a perception. I think that's happened at Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah,
that happened
he
at
said
Spurs.
the other day, it's not my team, didn't he? Which was a bit strange from
It's
a
an odd
manager,
one.
yeah.
It's an odd one. Jean-Philippe Mateta, who is, of course, Paris-born, bread and butter.
Yes.
Sèvres, a suburb of Paris.
Yeah, 92 in Department 92.
Department 92. Whatever. Scores a hat trick. How about that? As Crystal Palace destroy LME's Aston Villa 5-0. Jules, that's no reason not to celebrate Unai Emery's season.
But no, they've been celebrating and partying for the last 3 days before, after qualifying for the Champions League. Thanks to the win of City against Spurs on Tuesday night. So you knew they were not going to be at their best. You knew they would not care much. Still, from Glasner's and Crystal Palace, it's pretty amazing to see Eze in that kind of form, Olise in that kind of form, and Jean-Philippe Mateta turning into prime Brazilian Ronaldo. I mean, prime Cristiano Ronaldo as well, if you want. Whatever. Just incredible. The last 10 games, the guy has had an incredible return in terms of goals and assists and everything. It's just amazing. I don't know if he can keep this up and do a Guirassy, for example, next season where he finishes with 20, 25 goals in the Premier League. But it's just been fun and well done to him, because there was a time where I think even Crystal Palace fans didn't really believe in him anymore.
Who should Arsenal sign, Mateta or Surloth?
Oh, my God. Both. I have a front two of them both. Tottenham win away, Sheffield United 3-0, and will finish 5th this season, Gab. All told, it's not bad for the first season of the post-Kane era.
No, it's not bad at all. I mean, given the injuries they've had, given the fact that you were going in a completely different direction with Postecoglou, the man is genuine. He's not playing a character. I love that after the game they said, oh, would you, I guess if a genie had come out of the bottle and said, hey, Ange, would you sign for 5th place in the Premier League right now? It's a good result. And he says, like, no. I might sign for 1st place, not 5th place. Like, he brings that attitude. It's not just bluster. People can whip out Australian stereotypes. I like to think those are Greek stereotypes.
As well, probably a mix of the two.
I think it's been fantastic. Obviously, the impact of losing Kane, you can't overstate that. And Kane left and, frankly, wasn't replaced, because you asked Richarlison to do Kane stuff, and I mean, not many people can do Kane stuff.
Yeah.
But Richarlison's not going to do Kane stuff, and then they had all those injuries. I think they could have finished top 4 this season, which says a lot. Yeah. And by the way, we talked about other clubs that have been hit by injuries. They were hit by a ton of injuries at the wrong time as well. So I am so looking forward to see what they can do next season. Newcastle United went away to Brentford 4-2. Oh, and we have a Nick Pope sighting, which makes me happy.
It makes you happy.
They finished 7th. Jules, Eddie Howe was keeping his job, right?
Yeah, I think there was a time in the season where he was really under pressure. They had those injuries, incredible injuries, to the point that they had no bench almost, apart from some kids on it.
And Jason Tindall.
He's
always there next to him.
Always there next to him. The Champions League was a great adventure, I think, and they enjoyed some moments of it, for sure. But it was disappointing in the end to finish 4th and not even making it to the Europa League and continuing that European campaign. So not all perfect, but they finished strongly. Isak has had maybe the best season of his career. Bruno Guimaraes probably as well. I don't know if they will have to sell or not this summer, but there's still something there. Even if it's not as good as last season, of course, it was never going to be as good.
Yeah, really. Look, I'm not the biggest Eddie Howe guy, but I think you have to give him credit, and I think you have to give him a pass for this season. You said because of the injuries, because of the Champions League group that they were in, because of simply the inexperience of suddenly having to play, midweeks regularly. I think it would be a big mistake for Newcastle to move on from him at this stage.